So we're looking at AI to look at the data that we're digitizing and tell me if the sensors are out of line from my baseline part that was good. I give it all of that data. And now I say for that machine, keep watching it. I'm gonna make the same part. Let me know when things are out of line. AI is great at that. One, they're just learning about it, right? It's kind of on the evening news, or people are starting to hear about that in the trade magazines, trying to learn what it is. So yes, there's lots of interest in small shops trying to figure out how to navigate, how to get started, how to evaluate a consultant that they might want to use. So we're trying to help them just get started in the process, not forcing anything upon them, but giving them some guidance. Yeah, really, CMMC is about putting processes in place so that the data you have is going to be that you're properly managing it. The right people are looking at it, the right people have access to it, and nobody else can get to it. And we're making sure that we got all the firewalls and everything else around that data so that it is treasured, right? So we make sure and do that. And the government is defining what pieces of data need that level of protection, but in general, to be safe, you kind of take most of the data they give you and call it, CUI or protected data that you need to do. So CMMC is about putting your networks and processes, like simple things, changing passwords, making sure you have good firewalls. Those are the instructions that came from NIST, and a recommendation, now a requirement, of how to maintain and protect that data that we're getting together. Constantly all involving, and you're going to need teams, and it's not like you get an appliance and you're done. You put in people processes, and when you have an intrusion, so somebody put in an old card key into your appliance, you've got to show that you have a response to that in a certain period of time. That would be an example of one of the controls you need to put in place to make sure you're doing proper things in response to incidents. Well, so all of your equipment came maybe with an operating system. It might have Windows XP or Windows 7, whatever it happens to have on it. CMMC requires that there are updates, regular updates to the operating system that take care of the vulnerabilities that have been identified. And they have to get on there timely, because if it's on its way, you still may be being attacked while that update is being scheduled. So you need to make sure that they're timely, and they give you the time periods in which that has to happen. So that's the first step of compliance. All the old machines, we don't want IT coming in and changing the operating system out. Some of the machines would require a brand new computer in order to get a modern operating system on it, so it's prohibitive. So we've got to take those machines and put them behind a protective, what we call an enclave. I call it a cave. We need to put them in a cave and run one wire out, right? And now we're going to talk about how to get that wire's information on that wire out to something that is in this enclave, or in this, that has CMMC compliance. Because they have an old operating system that could never be upgraded, and you would need a new computer, and that OEM isn't even in business anymore. So you've got a piece of equipment that's working and making good parts. Well, we're going to keep it. So now we just put a cave around it and work our way into CMMC compliance. Our solution has been to put AI in an appliance on the floor that doesn't need the cloud, right? So we're looking at small implementations, and maybe just what you do is you take a graphics card, you stick it inside a computer, and that's what we run the AI on. It's also good at watching an operator run an interactive process where they do manual activity, and just hitting go and waiting for it to be done is not. We're talking about an operator going in and doing setups. Then we can look at trying to identify if that operator needs training to do that job more efficiently. So AI is going to be great at that too. Well, first of all, learn. It's the education process, and go out and start looking at different vendors and evaluating them, and trying to look at the standard process and check off that all of the components that are going to be there. We're putting out some standard lists of information or questions that you may ask for a consultant that may be coming in to give you a hand, because there's a lot of them out there, and you need to make sure to manage your expectation. If I'm going to pay this much, do I get everything? Because some people are getting frustrated where they did pay that much and they don't get all of it. Maybe they're 60% of the way there, and now they've got to go back to management and say, I need more money to do that. So really evaluating early what you're going to get at the end of the day to manage expectation and cost.